Successful Contractor is all about becoming a successful contractor. Today, I'm with what I consider a successful contractor, and I'd like to share that story with you because there's several things that I think are incredibly unique about his story that we can all learn from. So come along as we find out what makes this company, because this isn't a manufacturer, this is a guy that's installing with this mountain of vinyl. And let's find out what makes him so unique. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning here in the Salt Lake Valley, and we're here at All Over Fence. Now, there's a lot of you that will recognize All Over Fence and know immediately that this is the company ran and owned by Victor Vasquez. And we all know, if you follow Victor Vasquez on Facebook, we all know that Victor Vasquez posts a lot and he talks a lot, and there's a lot of people that probably thinks he's full of it. I think you're gonna be surprised at how not full of it he is. But let's go get the story from the man himself. Hey, there he is, right there. Yeah, you recognize that guy, Victor Vasquez. All Over Fence, AOF. Oh, All Over Fence? Why is it All Over Fence?
We everywhere. We everywhere.
We all over.
We all over.
7:12 in the morning, and is this your last truck going out?
Yeah, this is the last one.
These are the slow pokes. You're gonna have to run them off. They're late getting out.
Yeah.
What time do you have your crews out in the morning?
6.
They do that to kind of beat the heat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is pretty much your standard setup, a 1 ton. You got your mini, you got your wheelbarrows. That's pretty much how you set up all your trucks?
Yeah.
You do a dig and set, right?
Dig and set, yes.
And then you do a finish crew that comes behind and puts everything up.
Yes, sir. People say that it's easier to just set and install, but with the gate making and they all having racks and all of that, it's easier for us to just set the post and then fabricate the gate to fit the terrain. When we have jobs that don't have any gates, we set and install, don't go back. So we go back and forth.
Yeah.
Vinyl is pretty new to me. I've been doing vinyl for like 3 years only.
You say what?
Yeah.
He's been doing vinyl for 3 years. I'd say it's going pretty well. I mean, if you look at this mountain of vinyl behind us.
Well, I mean, it's the main mover here, so, you know. The reason why we call All Over Fence, we were fencing everywhere. I was on your estate over there, Florida.
Everybody thinks it's easy, but I'll tell you what, those roots are for real. You come to my area and those roots are for real.
Right.
They're like rocks, only they go horizontal.
They go along the, yeah.
It just keeps going and going.
So we were traveling for work.
Did you work for a company?
No, I work for general contractors.
Okay.
So we were doing specifically Walmart, Home Depot, and Lowe's.
Okay.
We will put a bid on the job, and then we will have to travel.
But it was your company that you were working for, so you were basically 1099 still as a subcontractor?
As a subcontractor, yes. We'd never pay for material out of pocket. They joint check everything.
Oh yeah, back in the early days.
Yeah.
So anybody that doesn't know what a joint check is, that's when the generals may be a little bit nervous on whether or not you're going to pay your bills, and so they'll issue a joint check to you and the vendor at the same time, and that just gives them some reassurance that nobody's going to lien the project because all the bills are paid. So
yeah.
And people still use that. I will say that we have used that. If we've got a huge project and we just don't want to be cash out of pocket, then we'll ask if they'll do a joint check agreement, and a lot of people will agree to that. So.
Yeah. So that's how we got started on that.
What year was that?
2003.
So did you swim the Rio Grande, or how did you?
I did.
I heard you went to Mexico and almost didn't get back.
I did. I'm not ashamed to say. I did come across sneaking around, cutting up fences.
Yeah.
So that was my first fence job. No, I didn't cut any fence, but went under the fence, swam across, and then we started working for a subcontractor in Tennessee. I got married, and she fixed me up.
Oh, see?
And
so
then
you married into it.
Yeah.
So you have family here too, right?
Yeah, no, after I got my papers, I was able to fix every relative.
Else.
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest things that you think has helped propel you to the success that you've accomplished so far?
Just doing what we say we were gonna do, because you know, contractors, I'm pretty sure you're well aware of it. They tell you we're gonna be here.
Am I well aware of it? I'm in a pool build that is never gonna end. You swimming in that? Because I'm not.
We're able to tell the client we're gonna be here this day and it's gonna go this way, and able to just do that. We get many calls that straight up say we want to go with you because of what we read on Google. It's a huge part of it nowadays.
When did you actually start All Over Fence and stop traveling and set up roots here?
We opened up a business in 2008. At this point, I don't even have a phone because I have been unemployed for like 5 months.
No, you didn't start this with a bunch of money in the bank.
No.
You basically started it with
700
nothing.
bucks.
Like in a truck.
That's what I had
yeah.
at the time. I did not have a cell phone. I think it was like $350 to go to school to get a license going. And the very first contractor that I worked as a job was Watman here in Ogden. He gave us a remodel, which it was something very simple, just a couple ballers in the front building, replace the slats. It took us 2 days to do it. All of the stuff, it was owner supply. With Walmart, there's a lot of owner supplied items.
Owner supplied material.
We knew how to do the job, right? So all we needed to do was go there. We bought the slats. That was about the only thing we bought for that project. And then it just went. By that time, they saw that we performed, and they gave us another 3 little remodels. And then from there on, it's just a full Walmart. And the beauty of it was we did not have to come up with any money for the materials.
So another tip for you people, if you don't want to do joint check, another option is you ever do a job account?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do job account, and that's kind of another workaround if you're trying to buy a bunch of material and maybe you don't have a high enough credit limit with your vendor. You can do a job account, and that's, you have to basically provide all the job information, maybe some bonding from the GC, and that just gives them additional reassurance that the bill will actually get paid. So
yeah,
lots of different workarounds if you get into projects bigger than what you can fund out of pocket.
And so we did that for 8 years. We there, work Sunday to Sunday, every single day, get the job done, come back, don't do nothing for a week or 2 weeks, and the next job roll around and we go. We did, like I say, I did that for about 8 years until the kid, I have one child, he started keeping track of time. And he's like, Dad, you've been gone for a month, you've been gone for, and that kind of hurt. So I told my brother, I'm gonna take a guy, I'm gonna stay here. At that point, we already bought this lot. Like we had this lot. People keep calling us here local. That they will call my phone.
Because you're in the phone book.
Yeah. Somehow we ended up on Google and people will call and say, hey, we need a fence. So we did a whole bunch of tiny little repairs. It gained momentum. And then within 3 months, I told him, bro, like, this is it. It's different for everybody, but I can tell you, for me at least, I make more money on residential versus commercial.
Really?
Yes. There was no period of time where I'm just sitting. Yeah. Once we started business, we were doing all commercial, and then we switched it over to all residential, and now we're doing a little bit of both.
One of the things that we haven't talked about yet, and one of the things that I think is super unique about his story, is the fact that all this stuff that you see here, this mountain of vinyl, this is a guy that deals in cash.
All cash.
This is a guy that owns everything you see, doesn't have big bank loans, and I think that's amazing, because that's something I myself have not been able to accomplish yet. I want to get there.
I'm not a big spender. I mean, you know, I put it back into the business. That's the way I see it. To build this, like I say, we bought the lot, then we build it out.
You put the buildings up.
Yeah.
It was just basically a
dirt
lot.
It was just a lot.
Dirt lot. Okay.
It was just a lot. Still running on cash flow. Building the other one on cash flow.
Yeah, so he's building a whole new building, brand new, ground up.
The idea is to build 3 or 4 of them and then just each person have one.
How many brothers are there of you?
There's 3 of us.
3 of
so
us.
there's the older one, the middle one, which is me, and the little one.
And that's a good way to go about it, because like if you and your other brother own the building and then he goes up there and builds it and he can profit off of that location, he's built it with his sweat equity in a sense. He used a little bit of your cash, but he's had to go out there and really develop the market.
Develop the market, yeah.
Okay, so rapid fire question time.
Reload for rapid fire.
How many crews do you run?
3.
You run 3 crews?
3 crews.
That's it?
Yeah, it's all mixed. We went from a dig and a set to all mixed because they started complaining.
They're like, we're just doing all the hard work.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come back? Okay, I get it.
So it's all mixed.
Because putting up the fence once all the holes are dug and the posts are set, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, 3 man crews. One it's more like commercial. Sometimes they don't have anything to do, so then we put them to do residential stuff. So one is mainly commercial.
Okay, so you're running 3 3-man crews.
Yep.
How much volume? I feel like there's something I'm missing. Are you selling a lot of retail?
So out of all of this that you see, we sell about 30% of it.
Okay, to the general public or other contractors?
Yeah, other contractors and DIYs.
You went for a long time just kind of making a little bit of money, enough money to survive, and then all of a sudden, now you've got this location, everything's paid for, you've got a mountain of material. Was there a point where you felt like this was the crest of the mountain, now we're rolling down the other side of it?
I've always been blessed. Like when I started with nothing. We go do the first job, we do the second job, we do the third job, money rolls in, and we just rolling. We're just rotating, and traveling for work. Money keeps coming in. We have two accounts, one running the business and then the savings. Any money that goes into the savings does not come out. And that's how we were able to do this. That's how we were able to do the other one.
Yeah, I think that's important for people to understand, because they think, well, I just want to get into the business. Now, one of the things that you have to do if you're going to have that savings account, you have to make money.
Smart, very smart.
You cannot go out and lose money, right? You've alluded to that earlier, that we're not going to be the cheapest. We're not out there to be the cheapest. There's probably 10 other people here in the Salt Lake Valley that will be cheaper than you, but nobody will be better, right?
That's right. That's
nobody will be more on time.
That's what we say. That's what we tell people. That's why I like the residential stuff of it, because I can sell myself. Just explain the whole process, why us, why you should go with us, why, you know, we're gonna be here when things go wrong, and things will go wrong, you know. I feel we do have a good reputation. I feel reputation is important.
If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer this, but what kind of revenue are you able to generate?
It's going up. Last year we got 9, and the year before we had 7.
That's very respectable. What, 20 people maybe?
I think it's 17 people.
17?
Yeah.
Revenue per employee or per team member? That's really good. That's crazy high. We don't have that. Our company, we have about 30 people and we're doing about 8 million a year. So we have 13 more people. We do
the same.
Yeah, right in the same amount.
Yeah,
so
that
tells
amount.
you how much less we are per employee as far as revenue goes. We're all like 80% residential and 20% commercial. It pretty much follows that 80-20 rule. Everything does. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to Victor and hearing his story, because it's one that I think can inspire us all. I think he's reached a level of success many of us probably will never reach, but it will give us hope that we could reach that, because if he's doing it, it's entirely possible.
Yeah,
he's doing it with a ton of competition. Everybody knows that the Salt Lake Valley is kind of known for really, really cheap competition, kind of like Florida. And if he can do it here, it can be done almost anywhere. So I encourage you guys to listen to some of the things that he's done to make his business successful. Not being the cheapest. What are some of the other things that you said? Not being the cheapest, having a savings account,
just doing what you said you were gonna do. That's it. Showing up on time.
And do a good job.
Yeah, showing up on time goes a long way here. I feel that the work ethic that the grandpa installed on me, it's all his fault.
And I've got the one person in my life that taught me how to work.
Yeah,
so.
grandpa. That will be grandpa.
So hopefully you've learned a lot from Victor and enjoyed his story, because I think it's unique. And until next time, I hope you know you got to do it.
All right, so this is Victor with All Over Fence. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I do hope that you have a good day, guys. Keep on fencing.
You heard, man.